Welcome back to Car Craze, where we live and breathe performance cars. Today, we're talking about something that hits deep for American muscle fans. It's not just a name, it's a legacy. The legend has returned. After years of whispers, rumors, and fan-made renders, Chevrolet has officially revived the IROC nameplate. Say hello to the 2026 Chevrolet Camaro IROC, a modern muscle car built on heritage, attitude, and pure driving excitement. The IROC Z originally debuted in the 1980s as a high-performance version of the Camaro, named after the International Race of Champions. It was bold, loud, raw, and instantly iconic. Now, nearly 4 decades later, the 2026 Camaro IROC aims to deliver that same unapologetic American muscle spirit, but with a thoroughly modern twist. Let's start with the design. The 2026 Camaro IROC is mean, low, and aggressive. It takes the current 6th-gen Camaro's sharp proportions and gives them a retro performance overhaul. Think 80s muscle meets modern aero. The front fascia is entirely new, a wider, flatter grille with classic IROC badging, flanked by slim LED matrix headlights. The hood features functional heat extractors and a subtle power dome that hints at what's underneath. Moving along the side, you'll find squared-off wheel arches housing massive 20-inch forged wheels wrapped in ultra-sticky Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. The stance is wide and planted, with lower rocker panels, a dropped ride height, and blacked-out trim all around. At the rear, there's a throwback-style louvered taillight setup with a subtle nod to the 80s original, integrated into a new rear bumper with quad exhaust outlets and a functional rear diffuser. Of course, no IROC would be complete without the stripes, and yes, Chevy nailed it. You can spec the IROC with dual racing stripes, ghost graphics, or a digital camo inspired by vintage GM racing liveries. But it's not just about looks. The 2026 IROC backs up its attitude with serious performance. Under the hood sits a 6.2-liter LT2 V8, the same one from the C8 Corvette Stingray, but tuned specifically for the Camaro platform. It delivers a brutal 495 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, making the IROC the most powerful naturally aspirated Camaro ever built. For those wanting even more grunt, there's an optional performance pack that adds a freer-flowing exhaust, a cold air intake, and recalibrated engine mapping, pushing output to 525 horsepower. Power is sent to the rear wheels via either a 10-speed automatic or, for the purists, a Tremec 6-speed manual with active rev matching. Launch control and line lock come standard, along with a performance traction management system borrowed from the Camaro 1 Zelati. 0 to 60 comes in just under 4 seconds in the auto, and the top speed is north of 180 miles per hour. The suspension has been heavily reworked too. Magnetic Ride Control 5.0 gives the IROC adaptive dampers that constantly adjust to road conditions and driver input. Stiffer sway bars, lowered springs, and revised bushings improve handling without compromising ride comfort. Braking is handled by Brembo 6-piston calipers up front with massive 15.3-inch rotors, and 4-piston rears, giving the IROC stopping power to match its pace. And if you're wondering whether this is just a 1 Zelati light with retro badges, it's not. Chevy insists that the IROC is its own model. While the ZL1 is built for ultimate track domination, the IROC is aimed at the street. It's for the enthusiast who wants raw V8 power, everyday usability, and an old-school feel with new-school tech. Speaking of tech, the interior of the 2026 IROC is a blend of analog feel and modern execution. You still get that driver-focused cockpit with deeply bolstered Recaro sport seats, but now trimmed in. Alcantara with contrast stitching and IROC embroidery on the headrests. The flat-bottomed steering wheel is leather-wrapped and houses tactile controls for drive modes, audio, and launch settings. A 12-inch digital instrument cluster sits behind the wheel, offering customizable layouts, performance telemetry, and G-force tracking. In the center, you'll find a 10.3-inch infotainment touchscreen running GM's latest UI, with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and over-the-air updates. A dedicated IROC mode transforms the entire interface into a performance hub. Throttle mapping, suspension tuning, exhaust sound, and stability control can all be adjusted on the fly. Of course, there's a premium audio option, a 14-speaker Bose Performance Series system, for when you're not listening to the thunder of the V8. And yes, for those who want creature comforts, there's heated and ventilated seats, dual-zone climate control, and a surprisingly spacious trunk. Daily driving a muscle car. Totally doable here. But let's talk about what really matters, the way it feels. The new IROC is visceral. It's not just about numbers. It's about the connection between the car and the driver. The steering is tight and communicative. The throttle response is instant. The exhaust note is classic American 5.8, raw, unfiltered, and absolutely addicting. When you mash the pedal, the rear squats, the tires bite, and the car lunges forward with an authority that's pure Detroit muscle. What's more, the IROC doesn't pretend to be something it's not. It's not trying to be European. It's not trying to be subtle. It's loud, proud, and honest. A celebration of torque, heritage, and individuality in a sea of increasingly sanitized performance cars. It's the kind of car you buy not just to drive, but to be seen in, to hear, to feel. It makes a statement before you even turn the key. Chevrolet is also offering a heritage package for the true collectors. This includes retro IROC Z badging, 80s-inspired interior trim, unique color options like bright blue metallic, flame red, and jet black with gold accents. Even the wheels mimic the classic turbine design but reimagined in forged lightweight aluminum. Only 2,500 heritage editions will be made worldwide, each individually numbered and badged. Now, we know what you're thinking, is this the last hurrah for the Camaro? Chevy hasn't confirmed anything officially, but sources inside GM have hinted that this may be one of the final pure V8 Camaros before the brand transitions to electric performance. That's part of what makes the IROC so special. It's not just a car, it's a send-off. A love letter to a time when driving was about feel, sound, and soul. A last dance before the industry moves into a very different era. Pricing starts at $46,000 for the base IROC with the manual transmission, and climbs to just over $60,000 for the fully optioned performance pack with the Heritage package. Compared to what you're getting, a 500-plus HP V8, AWD optional, top-tier performance parts, and a legacy nameplate, it's actually an incredible value in today's performance market. And yes, while the Camaro name might evolve into an electric coupe or SUV in the future, the 2026 IROC makes sure the muscle car legacy ends on a high note. Or maybe, just maybe, it's the rebirth of something even greater. Chevy has also teased plans to support grassroots motorsports with the IROC, offering track-ready packages, performance parts, and even a one-make racing series that could launch in late 2026. Imagine that, a grid full of IROCs battling it out, just like the original International Race of Champions intended. If that doesn't give you chills, check your pulse. The 2026 Camaro IROC isn't for everyone. It's not quiet, it's not subtle, and it doesn't care about fitting in. But for the car enthusiast who still believes driving is an emotional experience, for the ones who remember the posters, the rumble, and the street cred, this car delivers in full. Thanks for watching Car Craze. If you're as pumped about the 2026 Camaro IROC as we are, hit that like button, subscribe for more real deal car content, and let us know in the comments, would you take the new IROC over a Dodge Challenger, Mustang Dark Horse, or even the one Zelati? The conversation's just getting started. Until next time, keep the throttle open and the passion alive.